Hello and welcome. This is Midday News. Thanks for joining us. 347 grade 12 STEM certificates were printed and distributed yesterday. Measurement Services Division First Assistant Secretary told TVWAN News this morning that the long-awaited printing has finally taken place, according to Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra. Printing of grade 12, 10 and 8 certificates will continue this week and delivered as per a scheduled distribution exercise. Meantime, classes have resumed for the 2026 academic year. However, the delay in certificates may cause a delay for some parents and school leavers who are starting in a new school this year. Community development and survivor support services across Papua New Guinea are receiving a boost through two major initiatives led by the Department for Community Development and Religion. The Department for Community Development and Religion has signed a functional memorandum of understanding with the Gazal District Administration in East New Britain, allowing the District Community Development Center to become fully operational. The agreement means national policies on community development, child protection and social services will now be delivered directly at district and ward levels. Secretary Jerry Obase says the MOU strengthens coordination and ensures districts take ownership of implementation with support from national agencies. Gazal District Administrator Hubert Wangan welcomed the partnership, describing the DCDC as first of its kind in the country and a major benefit to local communities. Meanwhile, the department is also strengthening frontline response to gender-based violence through basic counseling training. The first workshop was held in Wewak and then Midday. The autonomous region will host the third workshop next month. The training equips case workers with trauma-informed counseling skills and supports national targets to expand survivor access to professional services and safe houses. 47 participants have already been certified. Together, this initiative reflects a growing focus on community-led development and stronger protection for vulnerable people across Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister wants the country to be introduced to a non-emotional system that select the best outcomes for the country. He said Papua New Guinea is preparing to introduce artificial intelligence or AI into government systems to improve efficiency, transparency and fairness across public administration. He said AI could be applied to areas such as land administration, company registration, licensing processes in mining, forestry and fisheries, as well as public service procurement and recruitment. The intention is to cut out nepotism, delays and corruption by using technology that applies merit-based principles. Marpes stressed that AI adoption would support national development goals and emphasized that it is not about replacing people, but about improving systems so public servants can focus on delivery. India marked its 77th Republic Day last night at the APEC House in Port Moresby with a National Day reception, celebrating the adoption of its constitution and reaffirming its democratic values and international partnerships.
The India National Day reception, hosted by the Indian High Commissioner, was attended by representatives of diplomatic missions, government officials, and members of the Indian diaspora. The Republic Day marks the day India's constitution came into force in 1950, formally establishing the country as a sovereign democratic republic. High Commissioner Sri Rajiv Kumar said the occasion was a time to reflect on India's journey as a democracy and its cooperation with countries around the world, including Papua New Guinea.
Inspired by the timeless principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that's a Sanskrit phrase, which means the world is one family, and the vision of one Earth, one family, one future, India remains committed to working with Papua New Guinea for a peaceful, prosperous, rule-based and resilient Indo-Pacific.
The High Commissioner highlighted cooperation in areas such as education, healthcare, renewable energy, technology and trade, while also acknowledging the role of people-to-people links between the two nations. West New Britain Provincial MP Sasindra Mutuvel, the first Papua New Guinean governor of Indian origin, delivered a personal address reflecting on his journey from India to becoming a PNG leader. He described Republic Day as a moment of pride for both his ancestral homeland and his adopted country.
A profound sense of pride and gratitude. Pride in my ancestral homeland and gratitude for the life and opportunities I've been given in my adopted country, Papua New Guinea.
Minister for Foreign Affairs Justin Katsenko, speaking on behalf of the PNG government, congratulated India on reaching the milestone and acknowledged its development achievements and global contributions.
On behalf of the government and our Prime Minister and people of Papua New Guinea, I extend our warm, sincere congratulations to the government and the people of India as you celebrate 77th Republic Day of India.
The minister said relations between Papua New Guinea and India have continued to grow since diplomatic ties were established in the 1970s, with cooperation in education, health and trade. The evening also featured cultural performances showcasing India's diversity, marking the National Day celebration. India's 77th Republic Day celebration in Port Moresby highlighted democratic values, cultural heritage, and continued engagement with the international community. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Meantime, the West New Britain provincial member went on to speak directly to young people, encouraging them to embrace their heritage while pursuing opportunities in Papua New Guinea.
Here today, maybe to your children, especially those of Indian origin or mixed heritage, never forget your roots, but never limit your wings. Whether you dream of leading in politics, business, science or community service, PNG offers the canvas, and India's values can be your paint. I'm here today not just as a politician or businessman, but as a living proof that dreams have no borders when fueled by hard work, integrity and service to others. So this journey from a boy in Tamil Nadu to the governor of one of PNG's most vibrant provinces mirrors something deeper, the unbreakable bond between India and Papua New Guinea.
To overseas news. On Monday, thousands took part in a protest under the banner March for Australia. Some rallied against changing the date and against what they call mass immigration.
There's no single position among March for Australia protesters, from their reasoning on Australia Day.
It needs to stay on this day so that we don't forget the horrible dark history that happened on this day.
I'm an Aussie and Australia Day is our day.
To their views on neo-Nazis, some calling for their release, others rallying against anti-Semitism.
And it's totally un-Australian.
But in this sea of opinions, there was one that united most marchers, that immigration was out of control.
It's damaging our economy and our culture.
As they marched through Sydney's Surrey Hills, the chants from some of the crowd became more extreme. Police were out in force not only to clear a path for this protest, but to ensure that it didn't intersect with the Invasion Day rally, where protesters were gathering just nearby. They appeared to have some support, but when this couple gave protesters a piece of their mind, they were heckled, with police taking them inside a shop for their own protection. Police were also seen encouraging people of Asian appearance to head inside. The protesters made their way to Moore Park, where the tone shifted further.
And now we're being driven out of the land we built.
And when the mic was opened up to the audience, this man took the stage, launching into an anti-Semitic diatribe that the ABC's decided not to repeat. A short time later, he was arrested.
We will allege that the language he used, his presence, was clearly and unequivocally assigned with neo-Nazi ideology.
In the nation's capital, Invasion Day and March for Australia rallies came face-to-face out the front of Parliament, with police trying to keep the peace. There was a heavy police presence in Melbourne too, where about 2,000 people rallied at Flinders Street Station. While in Brisbane, Pauline Hanson told the crowd she'll change the political status quo.
I intend to get rid of the bastard.
One nation that at times today looked deeply divided.
The New South Wales Premier says is open to the possibility of further changes to bail laws following last week's triple murder in Lake Jellicoe, as police renew their search for the suspected gunman. Advocates for domestic violence victims are calling for the old system to be reformed.
Silence for the victims of the Lake Jellicoe shooting on a national day of mourning for Indigenous Australians.
These people you see here were deeply loved and they deserve so much better.
The victims' families released a statement today. Sophie Quinn was remembered as a beautiful young woman who was looking forward to becoming a mum for the first time. John Harris had a happy-go-lucky spirit and was a proud father of 3, and Nerida Quinn was a gentle woman whose kindness and quiet strength touched everyone around her. The alleged shooter, Sophie's 37-year-old former partner, remains on the run, with police renewing their search of the remote Mount Hope area.
We currently have a tactical operations unit searching a property out there at this time with air support from Pole Air.
Julian Ingram was out on bail for domestic violence-related charges, and that's raised questions about whether the bail system needs further reform.
If there's a need for a change and we can keep people safe, then we've shown in the past we're prepared to take action.
Lachlan Shire has the 6th highest rate of domestic violence per capita out of any council in the state. Local services say they're devastated but not surprised at the latest tragedy, and they're calling for more resources.
If we don't have a whole of system reform into holding perpetrators accountable, things like this tragic situation are just going to continue.
As the community grieves, mental health services are scaling up.
It will do a lot of damage. It's a highly traumatic event, and it's such a shame that it has happened.
A community set to grapple with loss and trauma for some time to come.
In sports, the annual Rosso Cup in Lae province has reached its peak. Most suburban areas in the district played final games over the weekend. Ward 2 concluded the Cup competition Sunday afternoon with 20,000 kina worth of cash and prizes to present to teams who made the finals, including the best players.
The annual Rosso Cup is held every Christmas for young people in communities in an effort to keep them active and help prevent misbehaving during the festivities. Across Lae, many areas are now winding down their competitions, including Ward 2 communities, with 7th Street concluded its event over the weekend with the men's rugby tarts and women's volleyball finals. Supported by the Lae City Authority and the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister, John Rosso, the event attracted a large turnout. The Ward 2 tournament featured 40 local teams. In the men's rugby league grand final, Lunaman dominated Jumbun with a convincing 12-0 victory. Helia secured 3rd place after defeating Biru Brothers 12 points to 6. In the women's volleyball division, Koro Seagulls claimed the Ward 2 Rosso Cup title after defeating Jaring in the final. DC-12 and Campbell's finished in 3rd and 4th place respectively. Ward 2 LLG Councillor Brian Nessa thanked the Lae MP for the continued support in this festive sporting event. He also acknowledged Rosso Cup coordinators, executives and participating teams for ensuring the tournament was a success.
I'd like to thank you for the initiative of member of Lae, John Rosso, na acting Prime Minister na DPM lo country, no give the support lo running the Rosso Cup. Now mas from the since I've been win lo 2018 coming up now, 2026. To big thank you, all team, participate inside War 2, as far as Biwat, Jets, Chinatown, 7th Street, Top Town, finishing 2 sa.
Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And that ends our midday news. To join us at 6 p.m. for the main bulletin. Bye for now.